Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this morning. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay, so like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things. Okay, if you want to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. Okay. All righty then. Today um I wanted to talk about young Dolph's son Tretre is morphing into his dad. Okay, and MIAJAYE has gone to hell, and I could see where God is bringing her back, even though you know um I know everybody have their days. Okay. um you know, I had watched MIAJAYE, and young Dolph was taken out. His life was interrupted in 2021. Okay. Death is never easy, especially when a person's life is stolen from them, right? And I know we hear people say all the time, well, that was just God's will. It wasn't God's will. God didn't make straight drop them go out there and them folks get together and plan to take his life. God didn't do that. And so I've always had issues with people saying that to me. I don't have issues with them being grown and saying it, but to try to say that to me, when they say it to me, I always have a rebuttal for that because they're not God, right? God gave young Dolph his life, and he didn't give young Dolph his life for them to plot and plan and take it away from him. Hey, that didn't have anything, those evil deeds didn't have anything to do with God, right? It had everything to do with the evilness of those people. Okay. And so when I look at his little boy, I love it. He was always mature. I remember when they the funeral, when his mother was trying to be strong, and him up there taking care of his mother, even at 7 years old, coddling his mom and rubbing his mom's arm whenever, it felt like she was getting ready to break down. He quickly stepped into a man's role. Okay. So to speak, because I think she does a really good job, and I'll say as a protector of his mother, which most men are. Okay. And if they ain't, they ought to be. Okay. Young men and all protectors of their mother, especially when they love their moms, right? And so, and like I was ready to say, death is never easy. uh Especially when it happened the way that young Dolph's death happened, and it was very public. Still, all of us vloggers, reporters, etc., is continuously talking about it. I'm sure MIAJAYE, because she wants justice, whether she says it or not, she watches everything, and it's not easy for her because as much as young Dolph's fans may love him, as much as we want justice for him, there's no way that what we want for him could ever supersede what the people who truly could touch him, loved him, had relationships, real relationships with him. Come on. So I'm sure as much as we want it, it is very personal and very dear. And I'm sure when she say it must happen, I'm sure when she says that is because for her mental state, it must happen, because her children are very aware of what happened to their father. She wants to be able to show her children, and for her children to also have peace also, because he was very involved in his kids' life, from what we could see, right? But just looking at him and seeing him morph into just a great, young man, maturity already. He is his dad. Um it's something, right? And it's very sad to me, that his dad was just snatched away from him, like he was, simply because of jealousy. Because that's when it all boils down to. When people get through talking about, well, it had something to do with when he was running his mouth. Okay, people can say whatever they want to. Those people had no business, okay, taking that man's life. The very people that say that, they've said things to people, because we all have, where somebody probably should have snuffed the damn life out of them, and did some things to people, right? Um, but nobody took them out, right? Because they didn't have a right to take them out. So for people to try to justify what happened to him is very, to me, it's very pathetic. That's the reason why I always dismiss it. I stop it right in its tracks when people start trying to justify it, because as far as I'm concerned, I saw him, from my understanding, he walked into a cookie shop. Okay, he was not a threat to anybody's persons. And there is a video of him walking into the cookie shop, from my understanding. Okay, I haven't seen it, so there was no way that he was a threat to anybody's person. But we now know that they had plotted on his life months before, right? So it's sad, and I love to see, that MIAJAYE has gone through hell and God is bringing her back, even though she has her ups and downs. Like, people started, I could not understand, like, people are so low down. um they wanted to come onto my page, especially when this first happened, because people wanted to paint a narrative. Okay, and I guess I have to say, I understand. Okay, because of how I was attacked. And I think I was attacked more viciously than Mia, because, they did a whole lot of stuff to me, right? To try and set me up like they did Young Dolph. Some of these, some of the very people that's on this internet, right? That's getting ready to go to jail, right? And so, you know, I started seeing people that um I started seeing people, how they attacked her, how they wanted to paint this narrative, that she had set Young Dolph up, and people started, because of jealousy, I do believe, started just completely attacking her. I know that brought more numbers also. So it wasn't about, people don't have humility. They don't have any, people are so low down. They don't have any feelings about, people, what people are going through anymore. It's all about them and how they can squeeze the juice out of everything. That's the reason why a lot of stuff never work out for folks. They look like they death walking. Okay, because the Bible says your sins will find you out. And okay, MIAJAYE, we saw her getting up, trying to push through. Okay, when she was trying to, even, it's funny to me, even when she started Black Men Deserve to Grow Old, right? But she already had that. She started pushing it more, and I would be on her live, right? Especially when she was getting up praying and things of that nature. That's the reason why I kept saying, y'all, hey, justice is imminent. You can't come up against that type of fasting and praying. And she had other people that was online with her, that was coming into agreement with her. A lot of those folks that came up against her, I'm willing to bet you a dime to a donut, okay, that they've had some issues, some attacks, and they don't even know why, because he said, touch not my anointed ones and do my prophets no harm, even though her prayers more than likely were not even directed at them, but that karma hit them. You can't come up against people that are truly protected in prayer, okay? But you see people talk about that, they want justice for Young Dolph, and we know that's a lie, because they're working with the people that did this to him, a lot of them, and they don't care nothing about his kids, because when she was when she started pushing, okay, little Tretre's line, I would see people, because I would be in the bushes on her Instagram, attacking her, attacking what she had going on. You just trying to make money. Don't buy that Black Men Deserve to Grow Old stuff. But then jump up on their platforms or whatever and talk about they want justice for Young Dolph, and attacking what this woman is trying to do, not only for Black men with they black ugly asses, a lot of them that was attacking her, okay, but attacking what Young Dolph's son, the business situation that she's trying to do in the name of her son, because he's dedicating it to her father, his father, right? And so people wanted to push this narrative, but I'm so glad it all goes back to what my grandma used to say. God has his people everywhere. I don't care how soft my voice is. I don't care about none of that. I ain't a easy cookie to crack. Okay. I'm not. I have some sensitivity. Okay. So when you see me cry, it is because people don't know, I'm doing things constantly. I always have things going on, right? And so you get used to the new norm, especially when like just like with MIAJAYE with Young Dolph, my dad, like I'm up early right now. It's about 7. Okay, I'm up early and I've had to gather my emotions because I'm going before some people today. I got some things to do today, and the reason why I was able to walk through that door is via my dad, only because of my dad, right? Because of his relationships, because of how he was in the community and all of that. And sometimes I feel like, when God, because we serve an awesome God, he says that he would open doors that no man could ever close, right? And so I get to thinking about dog. I just wish that I could talk to my dad to tell him some things. I just want to have some conversations with him. But I ain't even been able to go down there to that beautiful military, you know, um 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 burial home that he's at. I haven't, you know. And I said, dog, I gotta be somewhere at 10 o'clock. And I already know that I'm just gonna I'm a kill it, okay? Because I carry the spirit of God inside of me, when I'm getting ready to pitch. And just from when I talk to the person, it's always, oh God, your dad did this, your dad did that. And I could tell that God has softened the hearts of the king, whoever that is. And I consider the king being anybody in position, okay, to help you to get to a door or go through a door that you're trying to go through, to help you to elevate something, right? And I could already tell when I talked to one of those people that God had already touched the heart of the king. And I had such a feeling of solace. They just waiting for me to show up, right? Because they've already made their decisions. That's what happens when you have favor, right? And I know it's so hard sometimes, like when you have when great things are happening within your life, and the very people that you started out doing it with and even helped to build, because my dad helped to build a lot of this stuff, if not all of it, right? And you have to carry it on. And I think about MIAJAYE. Even though MIAJAYE was smart, she was educated, young Dolph fell in love with her because of her already being smart. She was a finance major. I'm sure she was very instrumental in a lot of stuff. He was a smart man, right? They say if you want to keep going up, get you a smart woman, okay? Not an imitation of another woman, but a real smart woman. Because I'm gonna tell you now, people are real narcissists. They watch other folks, okay, and they try to perpetrate other things. But when young Dolph was a smart man, okay, right, and he recognized a smart woman, okay, and he got him a smart woman, and I'm sure she was very instrumental, right? But even though she had all of these attributes, a lot of the doors that are open, and I'm sure a lot of the reasons, a lot of the fame that she has now is because of what happened to young Dolph. She don't even want, she would rather that not have even happened, because she was enjoying her life. She was still helping her community, because I was looking at some video that she put out, and young Dolph was supporting her, because I was looking at the Halloween before he passed away. She was always helping the community. He was standing back taking pictures when she was reading to the children, talking about eating healthy and things of that nature. She already was a winner, right? She already was a winner. But a lot of the stuff that's happening in her life, right, or that has happened, I'm sure she wished that he could be here to share that with her, right? And I know that has to be hard, okay? But the beautiful thing is, I see how God is bringing her, bringing her back from hell. You know what I mean? A lot of the evilness and the evil people that came at her, a lot of that stuff is starting to fall off, right? A lot of it is starting to fall off. Okay. Um, because a lot of people's eyes are open and they're starting to see a lot of stuff. And then, you know what I mean? As God, and God will allow that, you know what I mean? Like when, as time goes on, those people that truly wanted justice for him, they start to see, well, this is, this ain't real. This is fake. This is fake. You know what I mean? And started to really pray, start to really pray for her, right? So me seeing um her, and she says that she has her days that are up and down, and I understand that, but she's been a class act even in her pain. And I can't understand how people want us to see her breaking all down. And I've seen her break down a couple times. Sometimes it happens. Okay, especially when young Dolph has been he has, I'm sure this is a hard month for her right here. I'm sure the holidays are even harder. They'll never be the same, right? Um, but people want us to see her consistently breaking down and crying. She ain't crying. She a part of it. Then I heard that he left her upward of about 100 mil. The man said, if I die, my children will always know that I was their daddy. Always. Which means he knew them hyenas was jealous of him and had a consistent pattern of trying to take him out. I'm sure in the back of his mind, he didn't want it to happen. But because he was a real man, he did what a whole lot of other men that's attacking MIAJAYE won't do. And that set his children up. And they got way more kids than young Dolph and got the nerve to attack her because she chose a real man. And they ain't a minuscule of what young Dolph was. They got kids everywhere and ain't got nothing set up. But online, trying to attack a strong woman who has been left to pick up the pieces because of these Negroes jealous of him and ripping her man out of her life and her children's father. Even if they had broken up, she'd rather see him alive and be in his kid's life, right? Than down there at the grave. Okay? Believe it or not, there are some people that are mentally sane. We see a lot of adults that's so screwed up, it's ridiculous. I just wish, and taking they baby mamas and baby daddies out and boyfriends and girlfriends when they don't want to be with them. So they tried to project that up on MIAJAYE. Yeah, she did it. A lot of it was for numbers, but yeah, she did it. Yeah, she did it because of how they because of what they would do, right? But I think it's a darn shame what she's gone through. But I think about that scripture where it says it had to happen, but it was good for me. Okay. And I know, what, and I'm not talking about what happened to young Dolph because that could never be good for anybody. Okay. But I'm talking about the transgressions and of what she went through, right? The valley experiences of what she went through. You have to go through the furnace of affliction, and that's what she went through. She had to go through it thinking about missing her man, looking at her children, the sadness in her eyes. We saw the sadness in their eyes. They missed their daddy. And there was nowhere in the world that I was going to ever let a bunch of freaks that's online bully me and come and put all this stuff on my, because I deleted and block them. I said, you mother suckers. Hey, even though they had me hacked, okay, you mother suckers ain't gonna beat me on mine because I'm gonna block you. You're not gonna put comments on mine that I know ain't true. I never seen the like before. That's the reason why a lot of these people was working with the people that did this. Y'all skip over and omit the people that had a history of trying to take him out, okay? And say that his woman, his mama, his daddy, because I've seen people say his mama and daddy was involved. Y'all, what kind of world we live in? People wonder why they can't catch a break. Flatfoot evil. He loved for all that money. That really made him mad. That's a real man. Some of these women need to get him one. Get you one. Okay, because see, in my life, I done had a whole lot of them. Because when they wasn't worth a damn, I got rid of them. But it ain't nothing like a real one, and there's a whole lot of them out there. He was a real one that they took away because of jealousy. Okay, but that's what real men do. They leave legacies behind. They leave wealth behind for their children. I remember when me and my dad first got into business, one of the first things he would say is, "You got some insurance on me?" I go, So we went to business. I had to. Okay. And I was thinking about burial insurance, 10, 25,000. He said, I already got my money for burial. You need to be thinking about something else. Okay. And I still, my mind still was not. And my dad kept saying it. Do you have some insurance? Okay. So then one day I looked up because I introduced him to a friend of mine who has his own insurance company, and he was getting insurance for a lot of my dad's businesses. My dad liked him. When he liked you, he continuously worked with you and didn't care what your price was. Okay. But his prices were real reasonable. And he was sitting there one day. He said, "Now, Gal, look here. I need you to go ahead and quote her some insurance for me." Okay. Now, this was about 9 years ago, 8, 9 years ago, right? But that's what real men do. Okay. And it wasn't something that I ever it had expected to cash in. Don't nobody want to do that on their loved ones, right? But that's what real men do here. I want you to do this, and I still got this put away for you. Had been doing it since he was in the army in 1979. That's a real man for you. Okay? Right? But people have the nerve, right, to get mad when real men, because they ain't never experienced that, what real men do, what real men are supposed to do. Okay. But I love it. I see where, and I wanted to show this, that she has partnered with Adidas. Black Men Deserve to Grow Old has partnered with Adidas. And it's funny because I was looking at let's see. She says, currently manifesting a Black Men Deserve to Grow Old time. Oh, New Balance collab. Ain't that something? She has partnered with New Balance. I think the culture would appreciate it. God will make it happen. Won't he do it? Won't he? Won't he? Making her son into an astute millionaire. You think he wasn't with her because she was instrumental? She's a finance major. I remember before I ever even knew who Young Dolph was, I ran into her blog, MIAJAYE's Toolbox, and it didn't get a lot of views. It was on Facebook. She taught you how to start a business, how to get your LLC, how to get funding, all that stuff. She had people on there to how to file your business taxes, all that. A straight up winner. That's the reason why he was with her. Okay. And so that's the reason why no dime store hoods on YouTube that was coming at her could break her down. She was already made before she ever even got on here. So if they ain't build her up, they ain't even got the material, allow them to build up themselves. And they thought they could break her down. I never thought I would live to see the day, because we see it. Okay. And that's the reason why I tell people it's good to get you a lawyer. Protect your stuff, because people that ain't got nothing, never have, never will, because of their mindset. would gather together instead of trying to build something for themselves to come up with a scheme that already done backfired. Hallelujah. That's as it relates to anybody to try to destroy you, but they ain't got the ingredients to destroy you because they didn't have the ingredients to build you up. They didn't make you. Could be coming together to try to build something legit. Instead, they full of witchcraft and jealousy, and they had a nerve to sit up and talk about justice for somebody else. Slick glad they did because of their jealousy. Okay? But God says, when I get them back, you're going to see me get them back. Okay? But I'm very proud of MIAJAYE. I've always supported her, I always will. Okay? Always will. And I will not accept anybody trying to bully me. Okay? Because they tried to do it before, into not supporting her. I feel like Black men deserve to grow old. All the churches need to purchase them and give them out to their communities. That's what I believe. And that's what's going to happen. Okay? Because that's a God idea. Okay? Somebody used to tell me, I forget who it was, my mother used to say, a good idea is a good idea. But a God idea is a great idea. Okay? That was a God idea. I believe it's going to happen. Because these folks need to be consistently reminded that Black men deserve to grow old. Even the Black men that's out here that don't care about their very own lives, they deserve to grow old. Okay? They do. But anyways, you guys, I got to get ready to take my shower because I gotta be in a meeting at 10. Won't he do it? But I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Send some prayers up for me. It's already done, though. Okay. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely support the channel via Cash App. I love you guys so much. We'll go live later today. Talk with you later.